Hello, hello, hello. Making sure we're all on here. Happiest of Wednesdays, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Making sure we're all on here. Okay, do that. Yes, welcome everyone on YouTube, live streaming. Yes, we are. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone and we are bringing them all in. Admit all. Well, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to Life Cafe. So good to see you all. Hope you're having a fantastic week. If anyone saw, I posted a couple of stories yesterday. I went to a local baseball game that was so nice. Charlotte is such a lovely city. And it was just really fun. The weather's been beautiful and people are so nice. And it was just great to be out on a Tuesday watching baseball. I am going to make you a co-host, my dear, so that you can continue to let people in if you don't mind. Stacy, welcome to Life Cafe, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is so good to see you. This is where we meet in community, in presence, no judgment, just to be, slow down and be, which is something we need to remind ourselves all the time. I want to give you a little tip. If the ego, if you feel in the morning or you feel anytime that you're read behind, that you need to, quickly answer those emails and do that thing, and what's talking at that moment? Your ego mind. Not saying that you don't have to do things. Of course, we have to do things. We know we have things to do, but don't let the ego connect you to a frenetic, stressful, lower vibration frequency, because it's where we tap into the present moment and to the heart chakra and to the flow, not the push. The flow, not the push, is the magic of this lifetime, and something we incredibly removed and forgot. And you all know that I say this all the time, that the removal, in my opinion, of end of life and the awareness that death is a natural part of the cycle and everything it can teach us is directly related to this collective chaos that we see in the world. And those of you who were on the Doulagivers semester yesterday, the certified group, that is just so exciting. It's just such an honor to be with all these people all of the time that are changing the world. When we talked about the upcoming CEU webinar about the psychedelics at the end of life, and the most important thing and most exciting thing for me about that is the validation in these studies in UCLA, NYU, Johns Hopkins, you name it, the studies and the results of those tests about consciousness, about the breaking open of a higher awareness through the psilocybin. That's not the point here. The point, that's not the exciting focal point. Yeah, it's going to be great for extreme cases when needed. That's a whole nother discussion and topic. But what we all have been saying at the end of life is it's not to be feared, that there is so much more. That let me share with you what the patients say. Let me share with you what I've experienced. Let me share with you the common things that dying patients will say and experience about this breaking open of their consciousness. This is life-changing for our world. We're all connected. There's no judgment. It's about love. This was about this experience in life, in this human body, is to learn the mastery of unconditional love. And every experience on your journey, every experience was to support you in learning that. Welcome to Life Cafe. This is your group. You can ask any questions you want. You can say anything you want. I love the chakra colors in the background there. That is amazing. Let's do it. Again, when we understand this beautiful temple that you've been gifted to have this experience with, and we understand the nervous system and your chakra system and how it all works, it's like you remember, and it starts making so much sense. And that's why self-care from you. You are the mother, the father, the doctor of you. You are the mother, the father, the doctor of you. You're the only one that can give yourself what you need. And that's how you are able to be in the flow of love and a higher vibration. No judgment here, but we just don't teach self-care and self-love. So let's do it. This is your group. So I'm handing it over to you. If you want to make a comment or share, whatever you want to do, please either raise your hand with the reactions. That's probably the best way. You can write it in the chat as well, although I don't monitor the chat. I'm sure that they'll let me know if there's somebody in there. But if you can make a reaction, and then we'll go in the order that people raise their hand. Sherry, you are up.
Good morning, Suzanne and Doula sisters. Greetings from Reno. I just have a question. I'm going to start getting out into the community here pretty soon. And I was wondering whether it is best to call and try to make an appointment with the appropriate person, or just to go in person and try to wiggle the way in.
So which person are you talking about? Who do you want?
These would be hospices, churches, retirement communities, the whole gamut.
I love it. So I want to tell you what I did in my early days, is that I did everything. What is so interesting too, is that a lot of times when we send an email, maybe it goes into the email abyss. I don't know if it ever gets to the appropriate person sometimes. So I've always had great success in walking in. Dropping off. So what I would do for you, and what I suggest, is to get the person's name specifically at that hospice or wherever else you're going, who might be in charge of community relations, that kind of thing, and then drop off in person a package directly to them. Or even first ask if you can speak with them if they have a minute, and then you can introduce yourself and do a follow-up. There's something about the energy exchange in person that's really wonderful if you can do it, and if COVID is not, creating a world where we're not able to. And so I'm so excited because right now things are opening up. I know that we're in an ebb and flow, and I'm just open to what the universe wants from me. But right now there's a lot open in opportunities. So I am going to be taking the level ones on the road a bit and doing things and coming to your areas. And I'm going to invite all the doulas that are in those areas to come and do that level one with me and bring their information and all that kind of exciting stuff. I'm so thrilled. The first one will be in Hawaii in November, and then in California in November as well. I'll let you guys know that. But Sherry, that's what I would do. I would send an email, but I would also not limit it to just one way of doing it, because I love knocking on doors, walking in, dropping off, saying hello to the secretary. Yeah.
So you've had the most success just doing walk-ins. The other thing, I wasn't thinking so much of an email as a phone call, but if walk-ins are the best, I'll go for walk-ins.
Okay, but Sherry, did you hear the part, maybe you're not there yet, but did you hear the part where I talk about hosting a monthly community event and then inviting?
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
So because that really builds momentum. And so what I would do if I were you in your shoes, I would do a monthly event or something of that nature, so that you can continue to invite these people to even present or even share or even just discuss, because everyone wants that opportunity with community. And it's just brilliant. Like when I did those, there are times that I had to do absolutely nothing and they would find us. So I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome. Let me know how that goes. I just love I love the creative journey part of it, because it's really exciting to just see it kind of come to fruition. And you make such a difference in your communities, everybody. And there's so many people that are just so excited about what you're doing that they want to be part of it. So thank you, Sherry. Keep us posted.
Okay.
Heather, Denver. Yay, Denver.
Hey, Suzanne, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering when your next live semester is going to be.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so this is what we're doing, everyone. So now, starting next month, we will have our self-paced class for certification available. Again, because it's been so highly requested, people don't want to wait to just 2 times a year, which is wonderful, and I get that. But with every time that they do that, they get a seat reservation in the next live semester, which starts October 4th, I believe, of next year. So for the one training price. They get their self-paced and can start right away. And they get a seat reservation in October. So they don't have to wait to like dive into this, yummy information and be part of like the community. And then they can be in the live semester. So for right now, I'm doing 2 live semesters. One is always in the fall and one is always in the spring, if that helps you. But again, next month, people are going to be able to do the self-paced again, so they can start right away at any time and have their mentors and their Facebook groups. And it's very exciting.
That's awesome. And I actually had done just a 1-day training with a local NIDA proficient trainer in Pueblo. I feel like I don't have near enough information to feel comfortable, but it was still informative and I'm like making strides. And I recently decided I felt called to start a meetup group.
Good.
And I wanted to tell you because I feel like I'm having blockages against the name Death Doula. And I also want to work globally with this. So I have been embracing Amicus Mordi.
Okay.
A friend in death. So I wanted to get your opinion on possibly using Amicus Mordi. And I kind of have named the meetup group Amicus Mordi and Death Positive Meetup. And would love to get maybe some feedback on what is going to be opening, welcoming, not triggering to people, and make them also feel we're not here to talk about just death and dying. We're talking about palliative care. We're talking about advanced directives. We're talking about loss from a divorce, a move, a pet passing, a job loss. It can be grief, encompassing many different things. So I would love your feedback on that.
I love that. You're also talking about life because they're not exclusive of one another. So that's why when COVID hit, Life Cafe was always something I wanted to do. When COVID hit, flipped up Life Cafe 3 times a week for over a year because of the triggering of death, obviously in the COVID times when everyone was so fearful. I commend you and love that you have this vision and doing all this. I'll give you some personal feedback. I think that doing a meetup group is so exciting. I think that there's so many, first of all, in Colorado and Denver, there's like a great amount of people as well. It just builds that momentum. For your name, I love the name. People are not going to know what that means though. So I know that you said in parentheses, the death positive, but I also think you should clarify what that beautiful phrase means, a friend in death, so that it now can become synonymous, so that you can eventually say that phrase and people will be like, oh yeah, it's a death and friend. So I think this, if you feel it in your heart, no matter what that is, if you feel called, like you're saying, it's always correct. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. But with that being said, there's ways that you can tweak it, and be very clear is super important, because when people are confused, they won't step into that space. So I do love it. And you could be a teacher of what this means. Have you taken the full level 1 Doulagivers training yet?
I just took the free one that you do, and I'm not sure if is that level 1?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Okay, great. So, you get a good understanding of what this all is. And so if it's calling to you, for sure. The other thing that I love that you said is that, you didn't feel like you had enough information, knowledge yet, education to really kind of like be in that level that you want to be in. And this is important, because this is not something that's textbook. You can learn so much, but you also know that you're always learning, and there's an ebb and flow. And it's really important to honor the sacredness of why you step into this space, and doing it in the most authentic, with the highest integrity way. So I love that you said that. Follow your heart. I think doing a meetup and starting that way is so fantastic. And just let your heart direct you, because when you show up, and that's what I call showing up for the universe shows up for you, and your path will open completely. I love it. And I'll come to Denver and do a level 1 with your community, and you all can get your tables out and your information and come help. And let's like create this shift in this love that we do. And that's really what I want to do too, is have the doulas be able to come there, have your information, your tables out. And then when your community, they know about you. So yeah.
Great. And I have a couple of beautiful venues that I can line up for us. So
beautiful.
That would be wonderful.
I'm so excited. And I know the beautiful editor of Denver Magazine. And so that's what we want to do, is try and again, raise awareness, because when we do that, that's the ripple effect of the shift. So put that in our vision board. I don't even have a vision board, but like I visioned it, but it's a good idea. So thank you for that. That was really wonderful.
And thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Bobby.
Hi there.
Hi.
So I just wanted to share this with the group that I'm slow in getting my stuff together, but I didn't want to have a full, base to start with. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in doing it slowly, one person at a time. So I just finished with that one gentleman's wife and him.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready to move on. And all I did was say that. And one of my old friends called me and said, "Can you help me? I have a pastor at our church who needs your help right away." It's like, gosh, it happens. I mean, it's incredible. So I've been meeting up with them, and I wanted to share that it does help. And it does come with whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing. It's what you want to do. So I wanted to share that. So
thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that. And here's the thing that I, often talk about and am writing about, is that it's extremely liberating when you embrace the concept of releasing the ego mind, opening your heart mind to be of the highest service and not be attached to the outcome. That's key. It's just saying, I want to show up in whatever way to make a difference. And guess what? When you do that, the universe says, yes, here you go. Here's this. And it's like, and it's so freeing, because you don't have to try and figure it all out. You just flow in your heart.
Yes.
But it's one of the things that I think is the hardest thing for us to in the mind to say. And again, you're always going to have that toggle between your ego mind saying, "What are you, crazy? Get to your emails. You can't, it's not just going to happen for you." Yeah. And I promise you this with every cell in my body, that this is exactly how I have done this whole program, this whole outreach. I don't try and figure out anything. I had opened my heart. I just say yes. And when it really feels right, I just let it line up. And I do work, but I flow into it. And I'm so grateful and honored to be able to be in this space. So I love it, Bobby. Thank you so very much for that.
Yeah, I know. And I felt that's the way you've done it. And it's been hard for me being in control those years and everything, but I'm slowly moving in that direction, and it's wonderful. And I just wanted to ask again for your prayers and things for next Tuesday is the second part of my procedure. So if all goes well,
you got it.
Thanks. I may have to jump off at one point, but I'll try to stay till the very end. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for that share. I love it so much. And I also want to just let people know that it's not a one and done. So please don't feel that, once I understand this and I've gotten the flow a bit and some things opened up for me, that's it. I'm just flowing. We live in this human experience, and there's a lot going on. You've got to have a practice. So I don't want you to feel bad that you said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. And what happened to my alignment and my flow? Where'd it go?" It's an awareness, and it's an intention. And so the first thing you want to say is thank you. Thank you for reminding me that I have to take care of myself and ground, and just, some meditation in the morning or a walk or whatever that is. It doesn't take a lot, but it's again, the intention of where you're plugging in your outlet in the morning. So just know that, again, once you're there, it's not like, I'm there, I don't have to do anything. We continuously just have to stay in awareness and intention and open the heart chakra. And the first thing is, of course, just don't ever get upset with yourself if you have a few steps back, because this is what this is all about. Crazy as it is. And it's really it's a lot more simple than we all know. And once you really understand that, it's almost like breathing for the first time in your whole entire life. All right. Who else would like to share what's going on? Anyone doing something fantastic? Anyone having some challenges? This is our group. This is open to everything. Anyone have a big vision that they want to share? I mean, you guys, it's springtime. That is like the greatest, in my opinion, one of the greatest times, where you see all the flowers growing and the birds are chirping and the sun. Like when I walk out, the weather is so nice. It's like a warm hug. Like the temperature is so incredible. It's just, taking walks in gratitude. So This is our Share Anyone. Lori, it is so beautiful to see your face on here. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm cracking up right now because I'm having it's like, there you are. And it's so nice. And I'm just inspired. And thanks everyone for coming on because Life Cafe. So I don't speak here often, but I was in the Suzanne's class of 2020, the 3 times a week Life Cafe, and became a doula with a tribe of women and Greg with us. That was still together. We meet every Tuesday night, this powerful ring of women. I guess I'm going to cry about it.
Yeah.
So here come the emotions, the Life Cafe flow.
That's right.
Oh, so Suzanne, thank you for everything. I'm thinking about so I got to do a live with you. I mean, in person, because at the library or the Ethical Culture on the Upper West Side, somewhere, one of those 2 places. So I had that experience at my first time and walked away in the same way of like, oh, this is something I do. This is something that I've always done. And now there's a name for it.
Right. You remembered.
Yeah. So I'm so grateful about that, and just happy to be here. I just wanted to come on and say, oh, I love you, and everybody for showing up and for being alive right now with me.
It's everything. Oh, I love you too. I'm just like a bubble of love. That is exactly what we're supposed to get to. Not a doing, not a destination, just positivity and love.
Oh. Okay. I'm just keeping it there.
So good, you guys. It's so good. And everyone can attain that. It's a frequency. So one of the things that I often will think about and talk about for teaching is that, they say time heals wounds and all that stuff, which is fine, but we've really gotten it wrong, which is okay. It's an energetic frequency that heals all. And so you don't have to wait for the right job or the right mate, or these things do need to be looked at if they're not working for you in the growth of your expansion, which is fine, but everyone has taught you something. But I want everyone to know that you can find peace and love in the chaos of this world at any moment. And what this does is when you create that higher frequency of love and you're flowing, but not only that, you're responding. It's almost like you're looking and living in the world as somewhat of an observer. You're a part of it, but you're not in that undercurrent toe where somebody says something and you just get triggered and want to fight about this law and this president and that and then inflation. And I get it. Listen, I'm not saying this isn't challenging, sure is, but growth is painful. But I want you to step outside your house, and I want you to look at that sky, and I want you to look at that tree, and I want you to just take it in. And that's the truth. And know you can,
When I was thinking, this is it. That's the thing I keep coming back to is this is it right this very moment. So I have had, my body is telling me no. It's been telling me no, like a smackdown for a year. I've been having where I'm really being spoken to that I can't, which is kind of a funny thing. So when you were talking about like love and flow, I'm trying to flow in this place that is just, I'm really pretty comical in a way. it's got that
duality. And that's what it is, guys. So just to be clear for people, the duality is your ability to live in a higher frequency and live in a heavier, because there's no bad, there's no wrong, it's the journey, but there's a heaviness and then there's a lighter part. And here's the thing I love this so much because I'm doing a lot of writing on this. This information has been around for thousands of years, right? Just like we have removed death from being part of our awareness in the last 100. The other side of that coin is that we know that we have a higher frequency. We know that we have a heart guidance chakra. And we know that we have a brain and a mind, ego part, personality part. This has been around. This is nothing new. If I dropped this pen and it went down, nobody would question for a second that gravity is part of the non-physical because we use it every day. But whoa, you talk about, oh my gosh, what do you mean that life continues on? Give me proof of that, yada, yada, yada. So I just want to ask you something, and there's no judgment there, it's just observation. when you say that you're wanting to, but then you're getting the signals, nope, stay still. What are you wanting to do that your higher self is saying pause?
No. Oh, well, thank you. My goodness.
if you want to share, and you don't have to.
No. Oh, I
Okay.
totally do. Well, and it's just it's a great comical way. I'm having so much joy about it. My daughter is moving to Japan for a year in 2 weeks.
Good for her.
And yes. And the thing that's stopping me is I've given myself, or I've created, or my body is giving me sciatica so that I can't move around. And it's a pain in the ass, literal.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then I just had lung surgery in January. I had a cancerous nodule removed from my lung. So I'm still doing that, being spoken to. Yeah. So I'm just hearing it all.
Lori,
I have really beautiful flowers behind me.
Yes, you do. So, so gorgeous.
I know.
So Lori, this is very common in our journey as well. When we are given the gift, okay, and I know this is a stretch at times, right? Because it sure doesn't feel like a gift when you got back pain.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if somebody were to tell me that when I had back pain, you'd probably want to, like not respond the way that we want. And I want to speak from the wisdom of my patients at the end of life and those who were in oncology getting serious illnesses. Many times when they were able to get past that shock phase in that moment, they would say that this was the best thing that ever happened to them. And I remember at a young nursing, how could they say that? How could somebody who's dying say that? And what they were saying is that they were forced to be still and to listen to that inner voice of theirs and to break open their heart chakra, because because we're runners, right? Yeah. We're runners, and we're, we deflect and we're numb, and we numb with, and there's no judgment here. But when you can't play that game anymore, and the universe says, nope, you are still, the only thing you can do is go within, and that's when you break open. So what I want to say to people is that I know it can be very challenging and frustrating when we're going in those moments, but I want you to embrace them, and I want you to have such grace with yourself. Yeah. And try and stay open to, okay, what's here for me? What am I being led to? And you will know when it breaks open, when that message becomes clear, when your path is in front of you of what your next step is, it is as clear as getting on a rocket ship and going, because there's no denying it. So we don't have to try and figure it out, because when you try and reason things out with the ego and, oh, maybe this is right, it loves to get you all twisted and turned so you have no idea which direction you're going in. Your heart, when that's in alignment, there is a yes that is screaming out from all of your cells, and there's a feeling of peace, and it almost puts you on that magic carpet that starts the flow. So you will know it's our job to stay still and to listen and to connect until that becomes really clear. And that, by the way, can be the hardest part.
It's beautiful. My phone is running out of battery now.
That's okay. That's perfect time. Lori, you are so bright and so beautiful, and I am so glad to see you. I love you so much.
I love you too. I'm so glad to see you. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
You guys have such an amazing community. And when she talks of this group in 2020, I hope you all get to meet them at some point they are a force of nature, as you all are, but that coming together in that pandemic and the support of each other. And it's just pretty incredible. Becky.
Hi.
Hi.
So in line with kind of the conversation you're having right now, I know I've been here a couple times. I'm in the current class, and I think I expressed once before, I'm generally a type A person. I'm used to being controlling. I'm used to having a box, and I'm enjoying the journey of moving out of that and really just being present. I was so nervous with my first client, with my first real person that wasn't friend or family,
Yep.
doing all of this and wondering if I was going to do it right. And you kept saying stuff like, don't worry, just be present, ask the 3 questions, be present, ask the 3 questions. And that's all I kept doing. And I have to tell you, thank you. I mean, and for everybody else, it's all that works, right? And that piece where you have to ground, that was the hardest part for me, was as the empath, now how do I protect myself?
Yep.
So I've been sharing your meditation, and I don't know if this is your meditation or if you've leveraged it yourself, but the meditation that you do at the last 5 minutes of this class, of this session, I've modified it for my own use, and it's fast, it's easy to use. I use it to do the whole chakra checking, like where am I going right now before I walk in the door. I'll do it while I'm standing there. No, I mean, you can do it. You don't have to have quiet even. You just do your check-in, and then I do it on the way out. And I, if I feel any kind of, okay, this is weird, I just keep doing it until I'm in flow. And I wanted to thank you for reminding me that it could be quick and easy, and it doesn't have to be a big giant ritual to do all that. You don't have to make time to take care. That little bit of self-care can be done in seconds, minutes, and it really made a huge difference to my experience with the family. So thank you.
Becky, I'm so proud of you, because if you really come from that type A all your life, to be able to be open to this new way of perspective and to use the tools, because your mind.
Well, I've always been in the woo-woo. So I'm a crystal lover hippie. I call myself the corporate hippie. So I do have both, the other duality of both of those personalities. And this is the first time I'm letting the other one lead.
You're a hippie with structure, right? But I love that, because I will always really break it down, hopefully as simply as possible. The 3 questions, you guys, you can't fail with that, and your presence. But also, I want to reiterate what you just said is, these meditations and quick things can be done in 30 seconds. And I'm just asking you to get out of here and go to here, and bring in the frequency. And so I love, there was a woman on here a couple of weeks ago, and she said that she was doing a presentation in front of hospices and medical, like a big one, right? A big event. And she brought in the meditation at the end. And I love this. She said that she had written it down on her slides, so she was doing it, but she was looking at the slides and opening her eyes to read them, and she could see people were crying, that tears were flowing. You guys, this is something so important when we talk about the conscious awakening and just breaking open your heart chakra. It's what we're missing in our world. And when you, within minutes, are in front of a group of medical professionals, just bringing in this meditation for a few minutes and creating a space where people are, tears of love and joy are flowing down their face, like, this is free, this is something we can all do, this will change the world. So Becky, thank you. And I just loved your share of your journey with your client. It was so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you really help everyone that's learning in this space when you share, again, coming from where you are and being honest and saying what worked, and just saying, hey guys, do it. It works. So rock on. Love it.
Thanks.
Bettina. Yep.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
I think I can't see anybody. So, should I go to, do you want to go to somebody else and then come back?
We can see you, my dear. So I think it might be something on your end of your computer, but we can see you.
Actually, I can see you now. So hi, everybody. I am headed to Kenya for a couple of months on Monday. And I used to live there. I was there 16 years and then 9 years condensed. And so I have my permanent residency. So I'm able to do my bedside hours in a setting, a hospice setting, I was thinking, because I won't have insurance at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought about, because over the years I've walked through villages, and there were people that were isolated in their little homes and they were ill and they were dying, and people did not want to go near them, close to them, because of fear of getting whatever they had. And they would die alone. And so I'd like to, when I'm there, I thought, if I can be out there, because I do have a doctor friend who goes in the villages, and so maybe I can converse with him. But again, I don't have insurance. Otherwise, I was thinking of a certain hospice in Nairobi. So I'm wondering, because we all have, when it comes to compassion and empathy and humanity, we're all the same. We're all the same. And so I've learned from you to go in with the checklist, and meeting them where they are at, being there for them, in love and in respect and equality. And I just wonder, I wanted to ask you, when you were in Zimbabwe, did you run into anything that seemed to be a bit challenging? Like, I won't be bringing in my Western values, but it is more clinical over there in those settings, I've noticed, in the hospice. Compassionate, but also clinical. And I'll let them know, how I would approach, what I have to offer. And that is the compassion, empathy, and respect. So did you come across any challenges when you were in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, so Zimbabwe and that beautiful experience really taught me so much. They taught me so much. They taught me so much about presence. And I'll tell you why. So here's the thing that we're challenged with in a great way. Again, I want you to look at every challenge as a gift, because I want you to change our energy attachment to it for what the value is there. And the challenge in our world today, amongst many things, is that Western medicine has infiltrated everywhere. And we have a fear of death that's global. And this infiltration of Western medicine, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but again, when you do anything in extreme and forget the balance, it's not healthy. So our medical systems, what we're trying, it's always kind of going for fixing and prolonging and doing. And again, you have, one nurse with all these patients, a limited time, and this is kind of everywhere. But the beauty about my trip with Zimbabwe is that, and this was in 2012, that, they don't have, all the medications that we have, and it's not always available, all these bells and whistles, but they had their presence, and they had such loving, compassionate, amazing people. And they had the knowledge of end of life that they would teach just what that looked like, that natural shutdown. And it was so effective. So for me to really incorporate that learning and thanking them for that. And then, of course, bringing that back to my practice in the United States, which we think we're so smart here, right? I'm not saying we're not, that we don't have a lot to be appreciative of. We do. But we forgot the best medicine that we have to provide one another. And we also forgot that death is not to be fixed. You can't. Yet we tell doctors, fix it. People tell doctors, fix this. My mom's 96, fix it. She's got cancer. I see it all the time. So we've got to bring back that natural. So I think what I would do, especially working with beautiful places around the world, is, be so appreciative of the opportunity to allow them to teach you what they bring into their work and service, and then always be bringing in and grounding with your presence and compassion. And then, of course, you can share whatever you feel might be helpful, but we're all really up against some of the same things: fear of death, fixing, not enough staffing. It's across the board. So in a nutshell, the one thing that we could make everything better is to bring back, again, the sacred, natural way that end of life is a part of the journey. And that maybe, again, we shouldn't be running to try and fix it and running away from it, but yet be present in this moment of, what can I do for not only this person, but for this family in this natural part of this end of life journey to have it go well.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, because especially the learning part and being open to that. And again, not bringing my stuff from here over there. That's so critical.
Yeah, it is.
So it is. And thanks for that reminder.
Yeah.
Because we have to, as much as I'm a permanent resident, I'll always be a visitor. I'll always be a guest. And that goes the same as, entering these spaces. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then the one last thing is the grounding that you do at the end. How should I write that down? Because
love you guys.
I would like to use that.
Yeah, so I love you guys so much. One of the other things, Bettina, that I just want to ask you is, it may be appropriate for you to share with them what are you finding are your struggles, if any, within this work. Asking them what they have. And then as far as the prayer goes, I've made a link for you guys just with that prayer that I'll post in your groups as well. So you can have it on your phone. You can memorize it. It's so easy and simple, but if you'd like to just play it, I just have the meditation for you. And so I'll be posting that. I'll post that for you as well.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. And I'll keep you updated, everybody.
Please do. I am so excited for you. Because it's just, we are a global family of humanity. And the more that we can be with our brothers and sisters all over the world in this common space of love, that's the shift. So and thank you for doing that. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Luna, I am so glad you're on here because you have been on my mind. I am coming to Hawaii. I am going to do a level 1. And so we got to talk and the whole thing.
Yes. Aloha.
I'm looking at the angel that you gave me the other day. and it's so funny. I think of you all at times and you pop up on the screen. And so there you go.
I heard you.
How are you?
Good. I was just driving. That's why my video wasn't on, but now I'm at my destination. Yes. So hello, everyone. And I was in the spring 2020 class with Lori.
Yep.
And it's been an amazing journey. So I'm so glad that you're going to be out in Hawaii and want to connect with you. So
yes, ma'am.
Please let me know.
I will.
So just speaking to the point that everybody's been touching on is I think mainly just being present, and Suzanne gives such a good roadmap for this type of work and for life. And I believe that you can't go wrong with what you provided to us.
Oh,
and everybody's journey is the same, yet it looks different. Mm-hmm. So whatever that may be for you, I've heard different people have all these great ideas and everything, and you can make it yours. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like this one way.
Yeah.
You can touch people, you can help people, and we're all connected. And that's what the beautiful thing is that we're sharing the same idea. We're sharing love. We're sharing compassion. We're sharing, acceptance. We're sharing empathy. And when we come to this type of work with that intention,
yes,
you can help so many people. And, I just put it up in the morning, like to the universe, and say, okay, put me exactly where I need to be. And, it's not where I want to go. It's where I need to be. And it's rewarding for both of us in the experience. And the base of all that is love. And love is unconditional. So if you go in and say like, oh, I need to do it this way. Oh, wait, what was that checklist? Oh, that's not love. Love is being present. Love is coming from the heart and saying, okay, I'm guided here. I'm listening to my heart. I'm listening to my gut. And where, I'm going to listen and be the observer. And when I do that, miracles happen.
They do.
It's just day after day when I just say, okay, I don't know why I'm here, It happened last week. It happened yesterday.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, okay. You know, somebody has somebody in their family that's dying and the family doesn't talk about death. And then it's like, oh, well, let's call Luna because, you know, nobody's talking in the family, but you know what? She's talking to the siblings, and now she's talking to the wife, and now, out of 10 people, 3 are talking to each other. And you know what? That's a success because nobody was talking to each other before with the dynamics and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just connecting people, and you know what? Accepting people where they're at, because if somebody's, at the first stage of shock, you can't bring them to the end of acceptance. You accept them where they are, and you love where they're at. Mm-hmm. You're not going to force it. This is just about allowing, being present, and saying, you know what, universe, put me where I can help the most.
Yeah.
And it always ends beautiful.
It does. And I think I really want to stretch that a bit, because I think that I don't want you to just think that your service is going to be in this space of being that end of life, which is amazing and wonderful. But I want you to picture this. You have a pilot light within you. Let's just go there for a minute. And you've now turned that light up so high because you're answering this call, you're stepping forward, you're doing your own work, and you're this bright pillar of energy. Every person that you touch during the day sees your shine and your light. You bring it with you. And so you don't know everyone's story. We never will. It could be that love, that non-judgment that you have an exchange at the grocery store with the clerk that lands for them in such a way that they needed, because you don't know their story. And the universe will do this. They will present people in front of you. And when we just acknowledge each other, shine that love on them, they get that, they feel that. And we're so missing that in the world. So it's not just when you're called to the families, you're going to be living this positivity and love in everything you do, including your thoughts throughout the day and every exchange you have. How powerful is that? That's life-changing, and this life needs it. So we have our assignment, so to speak, and you all are fulfilling that and doing it. And what a beautiful thing it is to watch and to be a part of and to flow with. So thank you, Luna.
It is. Yeah. And that's also, I've become like all the places that I go to, it's like the barista, the supermarket, the gas station, Costco, wherever I'm at, the airport, it's the post office, the bank, wherever you are is an opportunity to connect with somebody.
Yep.
Wherever. And it doesn't have to be a long conversation. It's just an acknowledgement. Yesterday I went to the bank and I walked in and it was like 4:45. They close at 5. And it's like, everybody's like, oh man, this is like enough. And I walked in and I nod to the security guard, and then he's like, hey, Luna, how are you? And it's just like, then people in line started talking, and it's just like this, it's like a domino effect or a butterfly effect where you do one little thing and it affects, it keeps going.
Yeah.
And that's that love and that connection. We're not strangers. We're all the same.
That's it.
We're all the same. And when you put that kind of intention out there, wherever you go,
that's right.
And it's not like, oh, not to race somebody to the line. It's like, no, okay, I acknowledge you. I don't have to have a conversation with you, but there's a nonverbal language, and that's love.
It is. I call it love exchanges. And it's so interesting because, again, this has been around for thousands of years. We've forgotten it. I mean, just love your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As below, as above, like we are all connected, and it's time we bring that back, because I mean, if we 100%. Knew that in our totality or in the, embodiment of my journey, I'm going to love on you like there's nobody's business, because that's how I love everyone and everything. And it just makes a shift. So
yes.
And it starts with every day.
Yeah. It starts with self-love.
It has
I can't impose that enough. Self-love. So what does self-love look like? It looks like, am I getting enough sleep? Am I drinking water? When I'm hungry, am I eating? You know, am I taking time in between clients or in between my day just to like come back to the breath and to like it's an ongoing path.
Look at everybody like a 5-year-old. Like everybody has a childhood.
Yourself, of course. But the other thing is that, you know, you can't give out what you don't have. But the first thing, like I always will remind people, because you are so hard on yourself, what advice would you give someone else if they were in the same shoes? If you saw somebody working themselves left and right, what would you say to them? Do that for you. Do that for you. Say, I need a break. I need a bubble bath, whatever it is. Check in with yourself, because your body is sending you messages. And if we don't listen to them, that's when we get into a place where we're forced to listen. And there's no judgment here. That's just kind of how this works. So listen to the whispers, listen to the gentle, don't ignore them, because they just want to tell you, hey, you want to go in a different direction. You need to make some changes, because that's what our souls really want, is to find that flow. It's always trying to direct you there. Sometimes the lessons are challenging and hard, but thank you so very much, Luna. That was beautiful. At this time, we're going to bring in our meditation and prayer. And like I said, I'm going to be pulling just the prayer part, and I'll be putting it in your Facebook groups, and I'll put it up on my social media pages as well. So you can just pull that, share that whenever you want, play it, memorize it, whatever you like, follow your heart. It'll never steer you wrong. If you feel called to, you can close your eyes. We're going to bring in our energetic light, and we're going to then send it out to the world at large. If you feel called to, you can close your eyes. We're going to do 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to send this light out through our heart chakra to everyone and everything in this beautiful universe. Okay, breathe in and hold and let it go. Breathe in and hold and let it go. Breathe in and hold and let it go. And we're going to let go of anything and everything that is not serving our highest consciousness. The intention, your intention is so powerful. We don't have to figure out if that particular thought is not serving me, if that person is not, set the overall beautiful intention to let go of everything and anything that is not serving my highest consciousness. And now you imagine that you're outside, your eyes are closed, but you see yellow and orange, and that sun is so bright right above your head. It's coming above the top of your head. You may feel a little tingling. And as this comes above the top of your head, you feel the warmth. It starts to open up the top of your head, and it's pouring into your body beautiful, loving, unconditional love. It's just bathing you in this energy, going down like this beautiful waterfall down your spine, through your chakras, through the root chakra to the center of the earth, swirling around, knowing that we are all connected to everything, people, planet, animals, elements, all of it. Swirling around, coming back up the center of the earth through your root chakra, and now going up your spine, and again, washing away anything and everything in your chakra system that is not of your highest consciousness. Going through the top of your head, you may feel some tingling in your spine, through the top of your head to that high sun. As it comes back down, it's going to expand about 6 feet from your physical body. Now it's going to bathe all of your aura in this golden loving light. It's coming back down, and now you are fully aligned in this unconditional loving light. You feel peace, you feel connected, you feel joy, excitement, bathing all of your being in this unconditional loving light. Now again, pouring down your spine, going through the root chakra. And now when it swirls around the center of the earth, it's picking up momentum. And when it comes back up, we're going to, with intention, if you feel called, you can put your hands over your heart chakra. We're going to send out this unconditional loving light through our heart chakra to the world and everyone and everything in it. Here it comes, bursting through your hands. It's swirling around each and every one of you in this group, sparkling, dancing around, so incredibly happy, like this beautiful golden ribbon. Now expand this out further to your loved ones and family members. Nobody's left out. No judgment. Meet everyone on their journey where they are. We are all connected. Now we're going to expand this out further to your community members. Please now take the state or province that you live in and picture it in your mind's eye and surround it in a golden bubble of light. Now, please take the country that you live in and surround it in a golden bubble of light and love and peace and harmony. Now, please take the country of Ukraine and hold it in your mind's eye and surround it in a golden pyramid of light. Just hold it there. Thank you. Now, please take the earth globe in your mind's eye and surround it in a golden pyramid of light and love and joy and peace and forgiveness and forgiveness. That every being, every animal, every element, every part of nature be sent and feel this loving, unconditional love that we are all in truth a part of. Just hold it there. We know that there's so much challenge at this very moment, but it's with that challenge that there is a breakthrough, that there is a shift, that there is a growth. It's hard as we go through it, but again, the more you can ground your own individual energy, the more you will flow and be able to respond at this time. It's up to each one of us individually to practice, to strengthen our connection to that higher frequency. And then as a collective, the higher frequency picks up momentum and makes that shift. So each one of us has our own individual work to do. And then of course, as the collective, and thank you so very much for showing up to be this change. It's happening. Have faith. Do not get discouraged. I know that it seems very heavy at times, and it is, but there's a breakthrough, there is a change that is coming, and this is the time that it's actually manifesting. So please hold on to that and to remember to treat yourself with love and compassion and grace and to do your daily practice. Now, at this time, I want to invite you to add anyone or anything into this group healing, and we will send them love. I'd like to add in, of course, our Bobby, who is having her procedure next Tuesday, and just surrounding her in so much love and light continuously. And we always want to set the intention to humbly ask, to see, hear, and know how we can show up to be of the highest service today and always. You can breathe into that. And we give thanks for being able to be a part of this journey at this time. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. When you feel ready, you can come back into the room and open your eyes. Thank you so much, everyone. So much love to you. I will be posting the link for the meditation for you all in the groups. You are absolutely love and light. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Mwah!